Imagine you're at the supermarket or the pub and then you realise you don't have your wallet, like Brett does all the time. There's no need for panic though, because you open your Facebook app and pay with that.
Oh, OK, this segment is for him. It will soon be a reality with the social media giant announcing a new service called Facebook Pay. It'll let users send payments and make purchases. It's available now on Facebook and Messenger in the US, and it is expected to be rolled out to other countries soon, as well as to WhatsApp and Instagram.
Joining us now is futurist Chris Riddell. Chris, we have Apple Pay, we have Google Pay. How is this any different?
Well, the truth is, it isn't actually that different, Koshi. The reality is this is a competitive product. I actually think that Facebook here are trying to jump into the mass market we've seen in China with WeChat around mobile payments, and they are probably one of the last businesses now in the social space to join this.
What do they get out of it? Because there's no such thing as a free lunch, Chris.
This is the thing. I think if we look at some of the surveys and data that's around at the moment, Facebook is actually one of the least trusted tech companies in the world.
Wow.
If you look at the response that's been on social media in the last 24 hours around Facebook Pay, it's not been that good so far. And the reality is we all know that Facebook are a data giant, so they're after the data on this. They're not after transaction fees. This is about them knowing what you purchase, where you're purchasing it, and then being able to target you afterwards.
OK, target you by target advertising to flog you more product to buy using your Facebook Pay.
Well, this is it, right? I mean, Facebook is an advertising platform. They're the biggest media company in the world now, but their money is made from advertising. So they use that data to sell to agencies and businesses so that they can allow them to target you and be able to sell you more stuff. And that's the bit, I think, if you look on social about the response people have had, that's the bit that worries them.
But everyone talks now online. Everyone knows this stuff. Cambridge Analytica. We've had so many. We have had so many sort of, awful things happen online. Do you think people will take this up?
I think this is going to be the big question. I mean, again, look at some of the huge headlines that have been around by Facebook. Cambridge Analytica, as you mentioned. There's massive headlines globally around businesses misusing data as well. I think the challenge here, and the big word for 2019, is trust. We are in a massive trust crisis here, and going ahead, it's going to be interesting.
OK, putting my finance hat on. Who regulates them? Because this is globalised banking. Our banks here, when they issue us a credit card and they have our data, are incredibly regulated. Who regulates them? And will it be Australian regulators, or because they're global, no one?
If you remember when you and I were chatting a few weeks ago about the whole Libra digital currency space,
the hell out of me.
That hasn't gone well since we were last sat here, Koshi, chatting. The regulation's been an issue where Facebook has had to conform, just like banks, to the whole anti-money laundering laws that are out there. And the organisations that were involved in Libra, such as Uber and MasterCard and those businesses, have had real doubts around the security and being able to conform to this. And I think if we look at where we're going to go with this now, I think we're going to have some interesting challenges. The reality is, though, this is very different to Facebook Libra. This is a competitive product to Apple Pay and WeChat.
This is a standard payment program.
Absolutely.
And
they're going to have
directly
to
up against the banks. Absolutely.
They have to.
We need them to.